Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just a fun midweek haul. I got a couple of PR packages in and my Target order, so I thought we could just test everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and do an unboxing first and swatch everything, and then I'll do a quick try on of all of the products that I got. So before we get started, I just wanna say hi to anybody who is new to my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and if you enjoy this video, I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button. So now let's go ahead and jump into the video and get started. Hey guys, I just got a couple boxes in today, so I thought I'd do a midweek haul and try on of some new products. So the first one, I'm just going to show you quickly. This is from Pop Beauty, and they sent over their nail polishes, which I have never tried before, but they sent 4 different shades. They look very Valentine's Day. And these say that they're an 8-free formula, that they're chip resistant and fast drying. And I believe Pop is at CVS now. I don't know that I've seen their nail polishes there, but I may not have been looking too hard. I actually just did my nails with one of them. I used this shade, which is Passion Punch. And oh my gosh, I was very pleasantly surprised. I basically could have gotten away with one coat. It was so opaque in just the one coat, so I was really impressed. I ended up doing 2 coats anyway, but I didn't do a top coat. It's really nice and shiny. I don't know if it's really focusing. My hands are so dry, sorry guys. But yeah, I mean, I think it came out good, and I will let you guys know or keep you updated on how long this lasts. But for an affordable, like, drugstore nail polish, I was very surprised by how these performed. So far so good with that one. I also got a box from Persona, their new E-Balms. I believe these are just launching today, so I'm very excited about this as well because, as you guys know, I love Persona. I feel like everything they launch is always good. And I also got my Target order in the mail, and I had picked up some new products from the Jason Wu line. And once I actually placed my order, I was reading something about this, like it popped up in Google, and so I ended up reading about it, and apparently he collabed with the owner of NYX, which doesn't surprise me now because I feel like this eyeshadow palette is very NYX-like, like the packaging and everything. So I'm kind of wondering now if maybe these products are just kind of like repackaged NYX stuff. We're gonna have to wait and see. So I'm gonna take these all out of the boxes and bring them upstairs, and then we can do a quick, swatch party and take a look at everything, and then I'll do a try on. All right, and then let's quickly check out the E-Balm from Persona. So they come in 3 different shades, and it says barely their lip color designed for on the go and packed with nourishing oils, vitamin E, avocado oil, jojoba oil, shea butter, and aloe extract. So these are, I guess, exclusive to their website. I do have a coupon code with them. It's Gen 10. I don't know if it's going to work on these yet because sometimes with new products it doesn't always work, but it's always worth a shot. So let's go ahead and swatch them, and here's a quick look at the packaging. It's just a really sleek and simple white tube, and actually they feel really nice and heavy, so they don't feel cheap. They feel really substantial. And this is the first shade, Meditate, and it's described as a sheer warm nude. So that's what the color looks like. And then swatching it, it looks like that. That is so pretty. I love that color. It's like perfect for every day. And then we have Gratitude. This one is described as a sheer chocolate brown. So this one too, look at how beautiful that is. It's just kind of a deeper version of this one. And then last but not least, we have Manifest, and this one is described as a sheer classic red. And here's this one. I feel like Persona always picks the most flattering and prettiest colors. I think most of these would look good on everybody. All right, so then next let's check out these products from Jason Wu, and I actually didn't get any lip products from the line. They didn't look super interesting to me, so it's actually a good thing that we have the Persona ones that I'll be able to do maybe a full face with. I also don't have foundation, but I do have this tinted primer, and it's called the It's So Soft soft whipped makeup primer, and I got it in the shade light medium. I think it only came in 2 colors. There's a deeper one as well. And now that I found out that this is actually made in collaboration with the owner of NYX, it's making me think of the NYX Soft Focus Primer. Do you guys remember that one? I'll put a picture of it here on the screen. It was like kind of a fluffy whipped texture, and even though it was a tinted primer, it had a lot of coverage to it, which I thought was really nice. Actually, I liked that, and they discontinued it. So I'm kind of wondering now if this is just that, you know, repackaged. So let's go ahead and check this one out and see. Just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Whoa. Yeah, it spits just like that one did, for sure. Did you see how it just kind of spit out like that? The other one did the exact same thing. Let's see what it feels like. Yup. Oh my gosh, this feels identical to that. I don't know if the ingredients are the same. I think that would be kind of interesting to look them up, because they could have just kind of taken a discontinued product and given it a new name, because it feels identical. It's basically like a soft matte kind of a finish. Very, very smooth. It kind of just smooths out all your pores and everything. Although I will say it's making the skin on my hand look a little bit dry. And I remember the NYX one, like I said, I really liked it and I thought it had good coverage. I mean, look at that. For a primer, it actually has like a sheer to medium coverage right off the bat. But I do remember that one, liking it a little better in the summertime when my skin is more normal than when my skin is dry. But we'll have to see, because my hands are always a little drier than my face is anyway. But yeah, I think that's kind of interesting that it's like, it feels like the same product to me. And next we have the Woo Prime Eye, and this is their eyeshadow primer. I believe this one also comes in different shades. Yeah, I got the light one. So let's check this one out as well. So here's the packaging. I actually do like the packaging of this line. I think it's just really sleek and kind of sophisticated and pretty. I'm just gonna put this over here, I guess. This is actually really light, so I think it's gonna make eyeshadow colors pop really nicely. You really only need a little bit. I mean, that tiny little dot is spreading really far. This is way bigger than like my eyelids. So I think you really only need maybe like a pinhead size amount. But yeah, it seems to have pretty good coverage. It doesn't feel particularly sticky or tacky, which is good because I think matte shadows then will blend well over it. So I'll definitely be using this today. Next up, we have the eyeshadow palette. This is in the shade Prickly Pear. They had 3 different versions. One of them was an all matte, and then one looked a little bit lighter. This one looked just like the shades looked a little prettier, but honestly, they all looked really, really close to each other shade-wise. And now that I'm seeing this in person, it actually has less mattes than I thought it did. It only has one true matte shade right in the middle here, and then this one, and it looks like this one and this one are all the matte with the little micro glitter. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then it looks like the actual shimmer shades are just on the 4 corners here. So, I mean, these will probably blend out on the eye just looking like a regular matte, but it does have the glitter in there, which I'm not super crazy about. But anyway, let's go ahead and swatch this and see what the formula is like. So first, I'm just going to pick up the shimmer shades. The first one picked up really well. This one kind of feels like a topper to me. It doesn't pick up quite as easily. It feels a little bit dry. Yeah, like see how it's really sheer? This one's a little bit nicer. This one also feels kind of dry, like a topper and crumbly. And this one feels like a nice buttery shimmer shade. That one looks really pretty though. Look at that. I might want to use that one today. So those are the shimmers. All right, and then let me quickly do these matte shades with the glitters in it. I mean, they don't really look like they have a lot of glitter when I pick them up on my fingers, so that's a good thing, I guess. I mean, they're not swatching the best though, to be honest with you. It just, I don't know. I'm not getting like the best vibe from it right now. They all feel kind of just a little bit more dry and crumbly. And then the last shade is just this deep brown matte. So hopefully they apply to the eyes better than they swatch, because I don't know, I'm not getting like the best impression just swatching these out. I also got an eyebrow pencil, and this is called Groomed by Mr. Wu. It says ash brown for blondes but never green. I don't know what they mean by that, because blonde hair can turn green sometimes. I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look. I do think NYX has really great skinny brow pencils, so hopefully this is good. Let's take a look at the color. It was hard to choose a color online. I'm just going to put it over here, I guess. Oh yeah, that looks like the perfect color. It's very cool toned. It's like a taupe. It's a perfect taupe. Sometimes brow pencils that say they're taupe actually look a little bit more warm, but this one looks like a nice grayish brown, which is perfect. And it actually just glides across my skin really easily too. It doesn't feel waxy. I think this one is going to be really good. Does it have a spoolie on the other end? Yes. So, all right, great. I can't wait to try that one. And then we have the Opal stick, and this says it's a multi-use highlight glow stick. And again, it kind of is making me think of the one that NYX already has. I think it's called the Strobe of Genius stick. So it kind of has like a pearlized effect like this. I don't know. I don't have that one, so I can't compare, but it's just making me think of that one now. So let's take a look. I do like cream highlights though. I think they look really natural looking. I'm just going to put it on my arm right here. Although the color of this one is kind of like, it has the iridescence to it. It looks a little bluish purple, which isn't really my favorite color when it comes to highlight. It's a little more like non-traditional, but we'll definitely try it out today. So anyway, that's everything. Let's go ahead and try all this stuff on and play a little bit. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and try some of this on. I actually already did my brows off camera with the new brow pencil, and the reason why is just because even on a good day when I'm standing in front of my big mirror, my brows never come out even, and I struggle with them so much. So trying to do them on camera usually ends up being an even worse result, because I'm trying to like hold up this little mirror and do it with my other hand, and it's just, it always works out really bad. So I decided to just go ahead and do them, but I will say I absolutely love this brow pencil. It draws the hairs perfectly. It's not one of those waxy formulas that won't stick to your skin, and the color is perfect. Just like when I swatched it, it's like the perfect cooler toned brown. It's more of a perfect color than the ABH Brow Wiz that I was using in taupe, so love this. So let's go ahead and get into the eye look, and I'm going to start with the Woo Prime eye. And really, this is going to be interesting. I haven't used an actual eye primer in a while. I usually either just grab a concealer or I grab my paint pot in Painterly. I had run out of my Lorac and Milani eye primers, which I really loved, and I just, for whatever reason, didn't think to go pick up more, and I've just been using those other things. But I'm really excited to see how this one performs, because it looks like it's so light and has some coverage to it, so I feel like it's really gonna brighten up my eye area and just cancel out like the purple that's in the inner corner and the capillaries on my eyelids, and just give like a really nice base for eyeshadow. So wow, look at how bright this is compared to the other eye. I feel like it just brightens up everything, and it does have really nice coverage. And another thing that I notice about it too is that it's drying down almost right away. It's not gonna stay tacky. So I think eyeshadow is gonna blend really nicely on top of it. So anyway, let's go ahead and dip into the palette, and I'm gonna take this brown shade right here. There really isn't a good crease color that's perfectly matte. The only matte one is a little bit too dark for my crease, so I'm gonna grab this one, even though it does have that little bit of micro glitter in it, and we'll see what happens. A lot of times those types of shades, once you start blending them out, you don't really see the glitter, so I'm thinking this is probably going to be the same way. Wow, that's actually really, really pigmented. I mean, these weren't swatching the best, but so far it seems to be applying nicely. It's not overly powdery, so I'm thinking it's going to have good grip and it's not going to just blend away on my eyes. By the way, I'm using the Sigma E25 I really like this one for crease work. And then I'm just gonna grab my Profusion pointed crease brush and just diffuse this a little bit, just soften it up. I'm just going up toward the brow bone a little bit more. All right, so I really like that color. I think it's beautiful. It blended really nicely as well. So far so good actually. And I think what I'm gonna do, even though I said I was gonna do kind of a 2-color look, I'm not gonna put any darker shade on my outer corner like I usually do. I'm just gonna keep it really simple. And this is usually what I do when I'm just home or running errands. I don't like to apply too much, so I just usually do a crease color and then one on my lid. But I really want to try this topper. So I think I'm going to put this gold shade on my lid and then just put the topper over it. So I'm just really going to do a crease color and lid color, but I'm going to mix these two together. So let's start with the gold one first. And I'm just going to apply this with my finger because I think it's probably going to apply the best that way. Yeah, I mean, it's applying really nicely. I did have a little bit of fallout when I first applied it. I felt something go down on my cheek, but for the most part, it's really buttery and soft and creamy. So I'm just gonna put this all over my lid. Yeah, I mean, I think that applied really well. And then I'm gonna go into the topper shade right down here. This just has such a beautiful duochrome shift to it. It's kind of like a lavender to gold. It's beautiful. Yeah, that is so gorgeous. I'm thinking I may even go ahead and just wet this to amp it up a little bit. So hold on one second. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of my Milani Make It Last setting spray and just pat this on again. Oh yeah, that really helps amp it up a lot actually. Hopefully you guys can see this on camera and it's showing up okay. All right, yeah, so that's just a really quick and simple look. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye and I'll be right back. All right, so I just added a little black liner on my top lash line and now I'm gonna use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. I really like this one. I feel like this has been getting a ton of hype lately. I got it a while ago and I kind of haven't been using it, but now I'm seeing everybody like flipping out over this mascara and saying it's the best thing ever. So it makes me wanna try it out again. Okay, yeah, so this definitely makes a really big difference in my lashes. Tons of length, tons of volume. I really love this one. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. All right, so now let's move on to the tinted primer. It's called It's So Soft, and again, I have it in the shade light medium. So let's see how close this one is to the NYX. It's actually spitting out at me again. This one looked like it was going to be a little bit too deep for me, but hopefully it'll sheer out a little like the NYX one did and just it'll work okay. It goes on so smoothly. It just kind of smooths out all of your skin's texture. It really feels so nice. It's just like silk. And the coverage seems pretty decent as well. It's actually covering up most of what I need it to. I don't think I'm actually going to use a concealer or anything else. I think I'll just leave it just like this. I'd say it's a solid like sheer to medium formula. It's really good. And it definitely has a matte finish, but I would say it's like a soft matte. It's not one of those really dry looking mattes. Like if when I turn my head in the light, you can still see that my skin has just a little hint of shine to it. It's kind of satiny, but my skin looks really good for right now. It doesn't look dry at all. It's not clinging to dry patches. So far, I'm actually pretty impressed with this one. So I just realized I don't have a blush between the Persona and the Jason Wu products. So I'm gonna grab a blush out of my collection and I will be right back. Okay, so I just grabbed my Persona Georgia blush. I figured I would use this since we're gonna be using Persona lip products. And this is just such a pretty peachy color. I'm actually using the Persona blush brush as well. I just figured since I had like a peachy eye look going on that this would pair really well with it. I love these blushes because they're just so soft and easy to blend and the colors they come in are just perfect. Okay, so next let's move on to the highlighting stick. This is the Opal stick and I'm just gonna put a little of this on my cheekbones. It's looking really purple. I don't know if it appears that way on camera, but in a way, it kind of goes with the look because that iridescent color that I have on my eyes shifts to purple a little bit. So it kind of all ties together. I didn't really intend it to be that way, but it worked out. And actually, what's really nice about this formula is it's not sticky and it just dries to a powder finish as soon as you put it on. It's not like emollient at all. You almost wouldn't know that it's a cream, but yet it blends so smoothly like a cream. So I really like this. It also doesn't seem to have a lot of glitter in it. It's just more of like a pearlized sheen. So that's really nice. Hopefully it's showing up on camera. It's showing up in person for sure. I just sometimes don't know if you guys can see it, but I think it's really beautiful. All right, so last but not least, we have the Persona E-Balms, and I think I'm probably gonna go with Meditate because this one is the most neutral. I feel like it's just gonna pair really well with the look. It was that sheer warm nude. So let's just pop this on really quick. Oh my gosh, you guys, this feels so good on my lips. I know like tinted lip balms are everywhere, especially at the drugstore. This is definitely a bit more on the expensive side. I think they're around 22 bucks. So that's a lot for a tinted lip balm, but I have to say this definitely is set apart from a lot of drugstore formulas that I've tried recently because it's like cushiony. It has a really thick, cushiony, rich feel. And I think a lot of tinted balms at the drugstore, while they're moisturizing, they just tend to feel a little bit thinner, and this just feels so rich and luxurious. It feels so good. If you have very dry lips, I think you would absolutely love this. It feels almost like a lip mask or something that you would put on as a treatment versus something that has some color to it. I mean, it's that good. It just feels so smooth. I really, really love this, and I love the color as well. I think it's so pretty. And here is the finished look. I'm actually surprised by a lot of the things I tried today. After swatching some things, I felt a little bit disappointed, but once I tried everything on, I can't honestly say that there was anything I tried on that I really didn't like or that was terrible. Even, you know, the eyeshadow palette, I think this is the one that I had the most concerns about, but at least the colors that I used performed really nicely. I was able to get a really pretty eye look out of it. I don't think these are the most pigmented eyeshadows in the world necessarily, but if you're just going for a soft everyday look, it's perfect. So if this color story is something that interests you, I think you can absolutely make these eyeshadows work, especially, like I said, if you don't want something that is like super bold and pigmented, if you like more natural looks like I do. The eyebrow pencil, love this color. I'm so happy that I found this. This is a better match than the ABH taupe that I was using. So I will absolutely repurchase this one because these tend to run out really quickly. I also really liked the primer. I liked that it kind of covered up everything and really brightened my eye area, and it prepped things perfectly for eyeshadow because it wasn't sticky. So I felt like the shadow blended over it really nicely. So I really liked this too. And then also the It's So Soft primer. I was a little disappointed thinking that it's basically the same thing as the NYX Soft Focus primer, but I really did like that one and was kind of bummed that it was discontinued. So I'm glad to have something very similar to it back, just in a different form. And looking at my skin, I was afraid it was going to look really dry on me, but just looking up close in the mirror, it doesn't. Like, it's not clinging to dry patches on my chin, my nose. It looks okay, at least for right now. But I did also really heavily moisturize my skin today. I used the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, and that always plumps up my skin and makes it look way less dry than it is. So, you know, depending on what moisturizer you're using or if your skin is particularly dry, this might feel a little bit too dry for you. And then it may be something that you use more in the warmer months. Like, I know I did that with the NYX one, but for today it actually worked out okay. And the Opal highlighter, I'm not crazy about like this purpley highlighter color. I kind of wouldn't really wear this on an everyday basis, but I think the formula of this is beautiful. It just is so soft and smooth and not sticky at all. and I like how it doesn't have glitter particles in it. It's just a beautiful sheen overall. And then the Persona lip balms, while expensive, feel amazing on my lips. So yeah, I honestly don't feel like I tried anything that was bad today. I really kind of liked everything. Alright guys, so that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this little midweek haul. I had so much fun just testing out all of these products and seeing what I liked, and really I was very pleasantly surprised by most of it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below, and whether you've seen this line at your Target yet, or if you have thought about trying anything, or if you're thinking you're just gonna skip it. Also, I'd love to know what you think of the Persona balms as well. So anyway guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always appreciate it so much. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. Also hit the thumbs up button if you like this type of video, so I know whether I should do more. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in my next one. Take care guys. Bye.